All right, this is going to be a short video on how to present to faculty. The first thing I want you to do when you present is complete your note in its entirety. This is a blank chart, so I haven't completed all the sections that need to be done, but we're going to go down to what I mean by complete your note. When we get to the sections on assessment and treatment, go ahead and own it. So you don't have to come and present to the faculty with nothing there. We want you to have this filled out completely. I should be able to look at it and kind of, just by looking at the note before I even talk to you, have an idea of what you're thinking. So on this patient who came in for a physical and some medication refills, we're going to go ahead and under the assessment, put in the physical code, which is VOO.00. I have that code memorized. If you don't have that code memorized, just type in annual physical. You'll see that it pops up again, the ICD-10 code of ZOO.00 for annual physical. Go ahead and enter the code. You can also go ahead and enter any additional diagnoses that you're going to be using for today's visit. So under the problem list, he's needing refills on his diabetes medication, his hypertension medication, and hyperlipidemia medication. We've added all of those codes onto the assessment. Again, frequently I see PGY1 interns come to the faculty and start talking about the patient and presenting with this material. It's insufficient. I want you to own it. So go ahead and go to the treatment section. Go to the treatment section. Let's put in some lab orders. Click on labs, either here or on the beaker. I'm going to click right here, and you'll see that we usually have a set of lab favorites saved that we'll talk about later. Go down the list and add the labs you want to order. We're going to add a CBC, a comprehensive metabolic panel, an A1C, a lipid panel. I'll add on a thyroid and a urinalysis. When you're done with that, you can just hit close. And you'll see that the labs show up under the physical exam. Now, eventually we're going to want you to send the labs. So when we're under this lab section here, you'll see there's a button for send. If I click send, that means that I'm going to go ahead and transmit the labs. Okay. You don't have to transmit the labs yet. We want you to present the note to us before we start transmitting labs and transmitting medication refills. So I'm going to close this right now without clicking send. I can see that the labs are already entered. Okay, they haven't been transmitted to the lab, but they're entered. So I can take a look at that and see that the resident has entered in the appropriate labs before the resident's even presented. Same thing goes for the RX tab. So you can click under RX right here to add on prescriptions. When you go into the RX tab, it's going to default to adding a new prescription. I wish it defaulted to their medication summary, but it defaults to add new prescription. You don't have to go here and type anything in unless you're giving them a new prescription. So let's click on medication summary. We already see the 3 medications that are on their medication list. So you can go over to the first diagnosis and we can hit refill. We can click on the second diagnosis, hypertension, and refill the olmesartan. We can go to the third diagnosis, atorvastatin, and click refill. We've added these refills in. We haven't sent anything yet. We can hit OK, and the faculty sees that the medication refills are associated with the appropriate diagnoses. You can even go in, and what we prefer you do is go in and go ahead and set up the refills. If you know that we're going to refill it exactly how it was before, go in to the medication itself. Go ahead and type 90-day supply, dispense 90, refill 1. And you'll see that that is perfectly set up to be sent. Same thing for the olmesartan if we click on that one. 1 tablet orally once a day. Let's go ahead and give them 90-day refills, dispense 90, refill 1. If you don't want to close out of it, you know there's more refills that we have to set up. Hit save and next. Takes you to the next medication we're refilling. 90-day supply, refill 1. Now what you can do is just hit OK. The medications are there. We haven't sent any of the prescriptions yet. If we want to hit send RX here, then we can transmit them after we add the pharmacy. But we can transmit them when we're ready to be sent. But when you come to the faculty, own it. Have the notes set up like this. Have your assessments put in. We'll click out so you can see what the note looks like. Have your assessments put in. Have your lab orders put in. Have your medication refills set up. I can look at that note and see that it's pretty much done. The resident has made some decisions. Anything that you've put in to this point, we can go back in and change. So go ahead and take some initiative and take that next step and enter in some labs, enter in the medications. Again, we'll go back later and we'll click send RX and we'll go back to the lab panel and we'll hit send to transmit the lab orders. But as long as you have them entered, everything's pretty much done at this point. So again, take that next step, complete the note, then present it to your faculty once everything's done. At that point, we can talk about anything we might want to edit or change before we transmit lab orders or before we actually send the medications. And then we'll be finished with the note completely. After we send and transmit everything, it'll speed the process along. It'll help for you to keep your faculty moving in a timely manner as well. Thanks for watching.